This is the tale of a steer named Phil and a hen named Eileen.
It's Eileen because she leans on one leg because she only has one leg.
Phil's name has special meaning too.
It's short for filet mignon.
More on that later. Phil and Eileen and a brood of her pals currently reside smack dab in the middle of Arvada on the old Moore Brothers farm owned by the city of Arvada. They share the farm with some cattle whose owner is leasing space here. But the steer and hens are here through a partnership with the Colorado State University Extension to host 4-H programs on the farm. And that's what the story is actually about. David Leopold's project is the brood of hens. Melissa Larkey's project is Phil.
For the most part, he's pretty good. His temper and everything is really nice. He's just really lazy. Getting him to walk is definitely the hardest part. Dude, come on, dude. Of course he's gonna be stubborn right now.
The stubborn steer finally relents and follows Melissa's lead.
Melissa's here twice a day feeding and making sure her animal's healthy, and she's responsible for paying for the feed and any vet bills that might arise.
Eventually he'll start eating up to like 10 to 15 pounds a day, so it's a lot.
Her other responsibility is training him and getting him ready for shows so he's safe to handle.
It's a big commitment. Melissa's here at 6 a.m. to feed and check on Phil, then stops by later in the day too.
You kind of want to brush them about every day and try to get that fur and train it so they stay nice and fluffy. So when you take them to shows and stuff, you can use that fur to your advantage.
Phil tipped the scales at 868 pounds back in February. A steady diet of hay and grain should get him to the 1,000-pound mark he needs before showing him at the Jefferson County Fair later this year.
The average market weight is between 1,200 and 1,400. With how he's growing, it shouldn't really be a problem.
Melissa will compete with Phil against other students who are raising steers, and Phil, filet mignon that is, will be on the auction block.
That's the reason why I gave him the name that I did instead of like Fluffy or Buddy or something super cute, is to try to avoid getting super attached. So then there isn't so many tears at the end, but there probably will be a lot. So, you know, it is what it is. It's a good thing to learn, especially with the stuff that I want to do later on.
Melissa has goals, like learning to weld and work on cars, and ride and rope and raise livestock.
I team rope, so I'll always have cows, especially if I get my own property. And so I'll have like my team rope and cows, and then I'll have my market beef and everything. And like same with horses too. If I'm training, if I'm buy a horse and I want to resell it, I can't get attached and keep it because it's a business. So I'll have to keep going because that's how I make my income.
Learning about business is a huge part of the 4-H program. Participants must keep journals on their projects.
It teaches you all the money that you went throughout the year, and then you can figure out if you made any or if you lost any.
David Leopold is the other student who took on a 4-H project at the Moore farm this year. It's his second year of farming hens. Eileen is just one of 23 of them.
The reason why they all look different is because they're all different breeds.
He cleans out the coop and feeds the hens daily. David can tell you all about cracked corn and spent grains.
So this is cracked corn. It's also a treat for them.
At night, he collects the eggs to sell to friends and neighbors and other customers at his church.
That is a blue egg. I have different colored eggs because different breeds of chickens lay different colored eggs.
David, too, keeps a journal about the costs of caring for his poultry.
I also write down how much I sell and how much money I make off of it and how much I spend.
Extension agent Lisa Schulten works closely with 4-H participants.
The 4-H's in 4-H are head, heart, hands, and health. And the main focus is to build life skills through the project work. So they're engaging all of the H's when they're learning life skills that will take them on into adulthood.
4-H participants take their projects to the county fair each year. And it isn't just about animals. It can be everything from cake decorating to science projects.
We require demonstrations and community service too, because we want them to really give back to the community. And that's why we love this partnership, because we're giving to each other. City of Arvada and CSU Extension and the 4-H program are helping each other out.
Leadership is the biggest thing that 4-H teaches you, and basically being responsible. There's just so many things that you can learn through 4-H, and it's awesome because there's something for everyone. So if you have kids, definitely look into 4-H because you don't have to have a farm to do it.
You can learn more about 4-H programs by going online to colorado4h.org. And don't forget to go to the Jefferson County Fair and show support for these hardworking participants. The fair is August 11th through the 14th in 2016.